Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Sue. Today is day 9 of Junk Journal Tag a Day for February, and the prompt is denim. Well, I've got some ink here, the faded jeans. To be quite honest with you, I have not looked at the prompts in advance, so I was a little bit thrown by this one because I do not have any denim fabric, believe it or not. I've got so much fabric but nothing in denim, so I'm going to take a little bit of creative license on this one, and I'm going to use faded jeans distress ink. So what I'm going to do is just ink up this white card blank with the ink, and I don't really know where this is going. I know I say this every time, but I'm trying not to look at the prompts and think about it because I want to be challenged and I just want to go with what I feel like doing on the day. So I'm just going to ink this up, going to try and make it look a little bit unstructured, the ink. So I'm just adding a little bit of water, and I'll be back once I've done that. I'm quite happy with the way that that's beginning to look, but I'm just going to try and add a little bit more to this. So I'm going to add a little bit of water and water it down and actually just splatter the ink over top of the ink that's already on there and dried. I love doing ink or paint splatters because you never know what you're going to get, and it's just really random. So it's really quite freeing, to be honest with you. But you get the idea. I'm just really randomly splattering the ink. So now I'm bringing in the actual distress ink pad of faded jeans, and I'm going to just brush on some of it around the edges there where it's all white and in the middle. So I'm just going to get a paper to put underneath. Not that it probably really matters on my mat. As you can see, it's pretty well messed up at the moment. But I'm just going to use this. And what I do with these backing sheets is I keep them and add to them and use them in my art journal. So just want to get rid of some of that white, and I'm just going to ink that. It doesn't have to be really dark. I just want to take away that starkness there. Oh, I'm really loving how that's looking. It's a gorgeous colour, isn't it? I've grabbed a few random dyes, thinking that I might use those somehow, and I've got some scraps of card, coffee dyed card, but I've now decided that I want to grunge up that coffee dyed card, so I'm going to ink them up. I'm going to use Rusty Hinge and walnut ink. grabbed some little cream doilies out of my stash, and I thought I might also add the same colours, but I went a little bit overboard. I probably should have let them dry between each colour because they end up being quite grungy looking, but that's okay. I keep going, pushing forward, and I do actually end up using one of them eventually. Everything's now dried. I'm grabbing my bits and pieces out, and I'm going to try and work out what I want to do with regards to layering. I've just decided that the coffee dyed tags there are too clean, so I want to grunge them up a little bit as well. So I'm just grabbing my backing sheet, and I'm going to go around with some rusty hinge and then a little bit of the walnut ink as well. So they don't look like much just at the moment, but once the layering and that go on, it comes together quite nicely. And I'm just getting my paintbrush and just going to flick some water just over these tags just to lift some of that ink and just give it another bit of dimension. Oh, I love the look of that. That looks really nice. Okay, I'm also now thinking that I want to add a little bit of the rusty hinge onto the top of the faded jeans piece of cards that I've done here. And same thing, I'm just going to use my paintbrush and just randomly flick that onto that card, just to add a little bit more colour, just so that it all ties together. Okay, I've got to get serious about this. I'm really on struggle street here. I'm really have no idea where this is headed at all. So I'm just trying to work out how big I want to cut that blue piece of cardstock to start the layering. So I think I'm doing them about 2.5 by 4.5 because the tags are 5 3/4 high and 3 1/4 wide. So I've just been sitting here looking at them, and I'm decided that I'm going to distress the really distress. So I'm cutting into the, as you can see there with the blade of the scissors, into the cardstock, and then I'll add some ink around the edge as well. So I'm going to do that on both pieces. I'm just trying to make it look really grungy. So I'm going to add some walnut ink around the edges here. Just trying to find my applicator at the moment. And I'm just really getting in with the ink. I don't care if the ink goes onto the inside, like you can see onto the card there. Because once again, that'll just tie everything together because that's the 3 colours that I've been using all along. So I'm just really roughly not thinking about it so that if it does go on the card, it's not something to stress about. So I'll do the same on the other one. I've grabbed all my Tim Holtz photographs out, and I've decided that that's what I want to use on the tags as a feature. They're all a little bit too big, but I go for these smaller ones and just trim them down just so that they fit onto that faded jeans cardstock there. When I looked at the tags, I decided that they were missing something, and I decided to sew around them. On one, I've sewn really messy straight lines and added some just bits and pieces of thread hanging off there, so you can see that. The other one I did just zigzag and straight, just randomly. Now I'm going to go through and distress the photos as well. So I'm going to probably speed up the video here again and let you see my thought process with layering and adding bits and pieces. I really struggled to start with, and eventually I got in a rhythm and things started coming together. Well, there you have it. It was a little bit of a struggle to get here, but we got here nonetheless. So I am really, really happy with them in the end. As you can see, I've used cream doily on there just for a little bit of contrast, so it wasn't too dark. I'm really pleased with how they've come together. I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow with another tag. So until next time, I hope you get a little bit of creative time in. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.